Hey everybody, John here. Welcome back to Catbird Hill. So I've been doing a lot of firewood harvesting. As you know from previous videos, I had to resort to cutting down some dead trees to get enough firewood to keep our bundle sales going. So thankfully, that's worked out really well. If you recall from that video, which I'll put up here, those two trees that I took down actually produced about a little over a half a cord. I would say probably 2 face cords of wood. We created about 70 bundle bags out of that wood, which is just amazing. I didn't know, looking at all the wood that was cut from those 2 trees on the ground, I didn't think it would be that much, but thankfully it did produce that much because this weekend, the weekend after Thanksgiving, one of our neighbors just down the road, about 1.5 miles down the road from us, has a tree farm, Christmas tree farm, and they just started selling their Christmas trees this weekend. So we're getting a ton of traffic back and forth. In about 3 days, we've sold 30 bundles. So I'm really grateful to have gotten that wood, but I'm trying to be proactive. I'm trying to take advantage of dry weather when we have it to start preparing for next season's firewood sales. And so I'm attacking the ash that you saw me take down or harvest in the back of the property from the fallen ash trees back there a few weeks ago. So yesterday I did a lot of work with the splitter. I split probably about half a cord of wood yesterday, and I wanted to get out today because it's going to start raining in a couple of hours. Didn't want to fire up the splitter and risk having a big pile of firewood that was going to get wet. So I decided to give the splitter a rest and use this thing. So this is called the Timber Pilot, and it is very, very beautifully produced. It's a hand forged Tasmanian style splitter head, made in the US and hafted with a handmade handle by Casterman Axe and Tool Company. And I'm going to put a link to his YouTube channel as well as his website and his Instagram page. This gentleman is a true craftsman in every sense of the word. I watched him literally make this handle and haft it and fit it to the head. He did not make the head. He had a friend of his make this. A very gifted blacksmith made this. But I was in communication with Winston, and I told him what type of handle I wanted. I prefer a really long handle with a pretty big palm swell. I've got big mitts, so a nice big palm swell really suits my grip and my use of the axe. And I wanted a long handle. This is 37 inches long, which is great for me. I'm about 6'2". I typically always split on some type of a block, whether it's a low stump like that, sometimes a higher stump. Our property's really sloped, and I'm actually I'm working on a slope right now. So sometimes I'll use a higher tree stump that I've cut, and I'll stand below it just to get the right height. I like that angle to come in. If this is the top of the round, I like it to come in right about here. So I try to get that angle going. But I cannot tell you how happy I am with this. I've been experimenting with all different types of splitting heads in the past year. I've used the Council Tools 5-pound and 6-pound splitters, and they're really great tools. But this thing is in a class all by itself. It's got an amazing profile. It's got a really nice pole, nice thick wide pole in the back. A lot of Tasmanian heads do not have a thick pole. They're really narrow here. This has a lot of meat back here. You certainly could pound wedges with that if you wanted to, although I'm going to be using this just as a splitter. But I really like the feel of this. As you saw in the beginning of the video with the handle, it's about 7 pounds, which is, to me, the ideal weight, for me at least, for splitting hardwoods, which is what I split. So what I was splitting there was the ash. It's a really hard wood. It's a very heavy wood, much like oak. It splits well, but it has, it has its fair share of knots in it. As you saw from some of those pieces, there was some gnarliness in there. I purposely picked those rounds because I knew they would be difficult to split, and I really wanted to showcase what this thing can do. So I can't recommend highly enough this. These are custom made, definitely a very special item. But man, if you're going to be splitting wood, this is this is the go-to piece right here. I honestly don't think I'll ever need anything else to split besides this. Just amazing, absolutely amazing. I love the burned-in logo there, and also on that side. Just a really nice tool. So it's definitely got the feel that I want, and it's really interesting because I spent probably an hour yesterday with the splitter just by myself, and it's great. You get a lot done efficiently, but it's funny. Splitting wood is one of those things where the older I get, the more I'd rather do it by hand. I know that sounds kind of weird. A lot of things, the older we get, the heavier things, we like to mechanize them and automate them and, make them less labor intensive. For some reason, splitting wood, I really prefer to split it by hand. Now, for the amount of wood that I need to create for the firewood business, it's not practical for me to split because I'm still working full time, and I'm just splitting, when I can get a few hours here and there. But eventually, I'd like to get myself enough inventory of ready to go firewood that I can do my splitting by hand. I can come out and spend a couple of hours and, maybe do a half a cord or something like that, and that'll just keep me going. The splitter's great, but by the end of the day, if you've been splitting with the splitter, you come in, you smell like exhaust. Your ears are ringing a little bit, even if you have hearing protection on. There's something really nice about just taking a beautiful tool like this and having at it with a stack of wood. So thanks for watching. I really wanted to do this video to showcase how amazing this Casterman timber pilot is. This is the 5-pound timber pilot. He also sells a number of other axes, different profiles, different weights. I know he has a lighter weight, a forestry axe, kind of a general purpose forestry axe. His handles are absolutely beautiful. He really takes his time. You got to go onto his YouTube channel and watch some of his videos. You really get a sense that this guy's heart and soul is into what he's doing, because he takes his time. This is not a production type business for him. He's a very skilled carpenter, a cabinet maker, I believe, as well. And this is just something that you can tell this is a real passion for him. So if you ever get the chance to get one of his tools, one of his axes, by all means, go for it. Christmas is coming up, so maybe get it on your Christmas list. So next time, we're probably going to get back into maybe a little chainsaw work. I've got some rounds here that need to be dealt with. These are this is not walnut, but it's a species very similar to walnut. We've got those rounds to split. We've got a lot of wood left back in this area here, which is where those ash trees fell. So I'll be cutting wood pretty much all winter. So thanks so much for watching today. I wanted to get out and do this before it started raining. It's pretty chilly today. It's probably about 30, 32 degrees. We've got rain coming this afternoon, and I wanted to get out here and split some wood just for you guys. So until next time, John here from Catbird Hill. Take care.